You've done over $1 million in sales on TikTok.
March 18th was my first sale. Just with barefoot shoes alone, I've made, I think it's 100 grand. You know, Bryce, my number one goal starting this is I just wanted to go to the grocery store and not worry about buying a loaf of bread and it hurting my account, right? Again, I didn't go into this really with any expectations. So that first $6 was like, oh, well, that's cool. And then the next day was 2,000. I was like, okay.
Hold on. What'd you just say? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another wonderful episode of the Social Army podcast. I'm your host, Bryce, and I have a pretty cool guest with us today. Somebody who takes consistency to an entirely different level when it comes to posting about the exact same product over and over and over again, which I am very, very envious of, because sometimes I feel like it can get a little boring, or I feel like I'm burning out my audience. But you got to remember, your audience is not the same every single time. So she's done over $1 million in sales. She goes by the name of, it's Protect the Ohm on TikTok, is it not?
It is.
Yeah. And her name is Amber. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and introduce Amber. Go ahead, Amber.
Hi, I'm Amber, and I'm a stay-at-home mom of 3, and so I'm really busy, but I have found this weird passion in creating content. I never thought I would love it as much as I do, and TikTok Shop just kind of fell in my lap by happenstance, and I just rolled with it, you know, until it will stop making me roll with it. So that's where I'm at.
Let's
and today
go.
it's testing me with that. So, but I'm here. So
Yep,
yeah.
TikTok tends to test people on a daily basis. They love to pull at those strings, you know. So, well, that's awesome. Being a stay-at-home mom, being able to create content and still make a pretty decent living off of doing so is amazing. And you've done over $1 million in sales on TikTok, and that's, I mean, that alone is an accomplishment all on its own. I say it all the time. You know, most businesses struggle to do $1 million a year in sales, and you've done that in less than a year's time, which is absolutely amazing. When did you get started with TikTok Shop?
March 18th was my first sale. So it was
Nice.
March 7th or 16th was my first video. So it took a few days for it to do anything. And then I made $6 my first day. I was like, woo, I can get a coffee. And then the second day it blew up. I was one of the lucky few where the first one went viral.
Yeah,
so
I know how that feels.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What product was it?
The barefoot shoes.
The barefoot shoes.
The
That
bare-
brings me to my consistency comment in the very
Yeah.
beginning. We'll touch base on that here in a second. So that's awesome. At one point, so you've been doing this, you started this like 4 days before we ever launched Social Army. So obviously, you know, did you join Social Army in the beginning? When did you join us?
It was like a month and a half, maybe 2 months into it. And the only reason I joined initially was I kept seeing Jake pop on my live. And I was already doing, like, I think I had over 100,000 in commission at that time. So I was
That's insane.
not necessarily needing a community. So I thought at the time. And I'm like, you know, I have no one I can ask questions to. No one knows what the heck I'm going through. And so I would keep popping in Jake's live just because, you know how Jake introduces people. He's like, well, Amber did blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, I feel so good about myself. But he was the only one that understood. And he was the only one I knew that I could relate to and I can ask questions to. And then he kept talking about Social Army. I was like, you know what? Let me just try it for a month. If I hate it, I'll just leave, bail. 3 days in, I was like, this is fucking amazing. This is so cool what they're doing here. And I will be Social Army for life. It's so cool. Yeah.
And you've been with us since, so I mean, that was back in May, I think is when you joined us, April, somewhere in there. Yeah. Which is awesome. And that just goes to show, I mean, no matter how good you think you are, no matter how far ahead you think you are, it's always nice to be surrounded with like-minded individuals, because at the end of the day, if you cannot communicate to others what you're doing, if you talk to just your friends who have no idea what TikTok Shop is, they look at you like you're absolutely crazy because they have no idea what you're talking about. And they can't even begin to fathom the numbers that we're talking about either. It just doesn't make sense.
No, I tell people straight to their face and they're like, huh, okay. And they walk away. I'm like, how do you not want to do this? Like, this is mind blowing. So, and not only that, just it's such a lonely road doing this by yourself.
Yes.
And there's so many freaking questions and TikTok's constantly changing. If you don't have some sort of like communication with TikTok's changes, you're gonna be struggling hard, and it's gonna be 100%. So frustrating. So having a community is everything. Yeah.
100%. I came, before we created Social Army, I came from another community, and if it wasn't for being a part of that and being able to bounce things off of other individuals, I never would be where I'm at today. And that was a huge part of it. So you started on the 18th, or got your first sale on the 18th of March. We just now crossed 4 days ago, your 5 months of you doing this. And in that 5 months time, you've done I think you're at what? You're quite into the million, right? I mean, you're how far in?
1.2. It's 1.2.
1.2?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. And do you know how much commission out of that, or at least your average percentage is out of that 1.2 million in just 5 months?
I think I'm at like 210,000 in commission, which is just like I still have to look at myself in the mirror like this is freaking real, right? Like
Yeah,
this isn't actually like this is crazy. So
that is
I'm grateful
insane.
every day. Like this is incredible.
I'm sure. And are you married?
I am. Yep.
You are. What does your husband think of all this?
He's so proud of me. He's my number one fan. He loves
Good.
it. He supports me.
Good.
He's already trying to make new accounts for me now. Yeah.
Good. Are you getting him into it, or does he has a day job as well?
He's got a day job.
Oh,
His work life supports our family life. So all of this that I make is just extra stuff for us, which we
man.
really needed. But Bryce, my number one goal starting this is I just wanted to go to the grocery store and not worry about buying a loaf of bread and it hurting my account, right?
Yeah.
And
No, I
so
feel you.
I just every day I'm so grateful that I can go and do that. And I know a lot of people are in that boat. So yeah, if you can start TikTok shop, do it.
Yeah. No,
Just for the
seriously.
loaf of bread.
And like you said, when you first got your $6, you're like, oh, look, a cup of coffee. I mean, that's important,
Yeah.
because $6 is what a cup of coffee costs nowadays. And if you do it just to support certain little habits here and there, you'd be surprised as to what it will actually support you for in the long run.
Mhm.
And to kind of to put some praise on you for that, you were able to recently take a trip across the world because of TikTok Shop, right?
Yeah, I was. And because of TikTok Shop, I started my own business and all of that. And so I was able to write off most of it too. So
That's amazing.
because I did content the whole time I was there. I mean, I had fun too, but I did a lot of content.
Right. I mean, the goal of it is to have fun. Now, did you take the family with you, or
So
was this kind of like a solo trip?
it was a girls' trip. So it was a
Oh,
group
that's
of
awesome.
18 girls. We went to Ireland, and my friend, she's a content creator. And so
Uh-huh.
she had done all this through her stuff. And so I just signed up. I was the last one to sign up for her spot. And I've known her for a long time anyway. So
Hmm.
yeah, it was the coolest experience of my life. I've never been outside of the United States minus Puerto Rico, and it was
Even
cool.
that's still kind of U.S. territory. It
Yeah.
can feel probably quite foreign being out there, but
And it was when
that's
I was in the army, so I didn't
right.
count.
Oh, you're military as well. That's right.
I
We
was,
discovered
yeah.
this recently.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate your service on that side of things as well. What branch of the military were you in?
Army.
Army?
I was
Nice,
in the
nice.
army.
Did you ever come over here to Oklahoma?
No,
No?
my mom was born in Oklahoma, so I've
Yeah.
traveled through Oklahoma, but
Yeah.
no, that's it.
Well, you're lucky. I stay over here close to Fort Sill, and man, this place is a barren land of, I don't even know what to call
Yeah.
Oklahoma for any of you
Hot
watching.
is what it is. It's just
Yes, it is. Although my comment section would disagree with me saying that it's hot.
oh, I'm sure.
That's funny. That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
what are some of the early challenges that you faced doing TikTok Shop? I mean, doing this alone for almost 2 months without having any sort of support system or anybody to talk to in regard to this. Were there some big challenges that went up against you that made you maybe want to quit at any point?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Violations, obviously, I think that's number one for so many people is not understanding what to say and what not to say, blah, 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 and like even how to appeal them and all that. But just there's so many issues that I had starting because it happened so quickly for me
Right.
with the success, and I'm grateful for that. But with that comes a lot of like questions, right? Like, is this real? What's estimated commission mean? Like,
Hmm.
I had so much anxiety. I'm a person full of anxiety, so I worry about a lot of stuff. And so I had anxiety for like 3 weeks until I started to see myself being able to withdraw that money, right? And then once I started withdrawing the money, I'm like, this isn't legal, right? Like, I can't actually take this money and do anything with it, right? So just having questions and not being able to get them answered was my biggest challenge because it
Sure.
wasn't just constant state of anxiety, like, this isn't real. So,
And it's not
finally
normal income. It's not pre-tax
no,
or anything like that.
no, that's another one is, like, what do you do about taxes and that sort of thing? And so
Hmm.
through Social Army and people in there, I've been able to find a, CPA and all of that. So,
Good, good, good.
yeah. But yeah, those are my biggest challenges, was just mainly fighting my mind and having lots of questions, and violations were a big one for sure.
Violations are everybody's enemy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you guys are new watching this and you don't know anything about TikTok Shop, and this is the first thing you have ever watched, Violations are a huge part of TikTok on the TikTok shop side of things. And it's something that you have to learn how to really deal with and just take with a grain of salt and move on, because you're at the liberty of an AI that is moderating TikTok's content, because real people cannot go through and moderate the thousands, tens of thousands of videos that are uploaded every single day. So they have systems in place, and those systems, as they are good, they're not perfect. And a lot of the times you'll get violations, and then the system that reviews your violations when you go to appeal it is also an AI. So a lot of the times things that shouldn't be violated, you're going to get a violation for, and you might not be able to get them overturned. So that is a challenge all on its own. Now, the reason for this is TikTok's brand new, or TikTok Shop is brand new, rather. It's a year in. They're still learning how to do things. This is at its infancy stage, so don't get discouraged if you're starting and you're already seeing these issues. You just have to learn to take it with a grain of salt, maybe pull yourself back a little bit, stop posting so much content, or pay attention to the style of content you're posting and switch it up a little bit. Because a lot of the times violations can be completely avoided if you stay away from certain types of products.
It's like that with everything TikTok, to take it with a grain of salt. Bryce, I woke up this morning with 3 of my accounts being suspended by TikTok. 3 of them. And I was like, and at this point, I'm like, whatever, TikTok. I did my little 10-minute fit, and I just went on there and I signed up for another account, and I'm like, okay, let's do this again.
Grow another one.
You have to keep going. I think that's going to be what really tells people apart of who's going to be successful and who's not, is who can take those low lows and use them to fuel their fire to continue to keep going. If you can't do that, this whole journey is you're going to struggle the whole time, and you're going to eventually quit. If you cannot take those low lows, sorry, my cold is really making me squeaky.
You're okay.
If you can't take those low lows and really dig down and just make something of it, you're not going to be able to do this for long term.
You're 100% right. I mean, if you can't take when you bottom out and take it as motivation to get back up and go again, because you understand the potential of what this is, you're probably not going to find the success that you're looking for. I mean, honestly, I've had 5 accounts completely banned and taken away. I've lost thousands of dollars because of it. But I knew that once I got another account popping off again, I would be just fine.
Yeah.
So it happens.
And that's why I think having a community right away is such a good thing. Because if I would have known all of this in the beginning, especially if I didn't find that success right away, I tell myself all the time, if I didn't have success right away, I would have probably quit so quickly, because I didn't have community of people seeing them, people who had to really work for it and to get somewhere. I didn't have that. I didn't see that. So I forgot what I was going to say, but yeah.
No, well, you were saying in the beginning, if you didn't have the community, you probably would have quit, which is a huge thing.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. You're just having people to talk to and to see what's going on, and all the different paths that people do. It's possible. It keeps you humble, which I think is the biggest thing to be successful on this platform.
Huge.
And people get stuck in their heads, and they feel like their content can't possibly be the reason they're not doing good. It's got to be the account. I got to go buy another account. No, staying humble is going to be everything on this platform.
I want to touch base on that too. When I say Amber is the queen of being consistent, this woman has posted 100+ videos of one product in particular, and this one product has also earned her a bunch of money, and she's probably single-handedly made this product the majority of the sales that they have. And that is these barefoot shoes. You want to tell them a little bit about those shoes, or how many videos you've posted? Because to me, it absolutely blows my mind. I don't understand.
Yeah. So I've done over, I think it's 140 barefoot shoe videos, and it's, comment replies, that sort of, or video replies, that sort of thing. But I'm going to back up just a little bit. Starting TikTok Shop, the only reason I started TikTok Shop was because I wanted to learn how to do UGC content. So I only started it to practice creating videos. It wasn't to actually really make money. I just this is a thing I could learn how to make videos for products, because I wanted to really dive deep into that. I took so many courses on it. And I think that's why my first video did so well. I didn't know anything about barefoot shoes when I first got them, and I've learned so much, and I've actually grown a huge passion for it. And I think that you should have passion in the product that you are promoting anyway. I think that's so important, because you're not going to be able to fool anybody if you're not passionate about it. But
100%.
Yeah, and people are going to see right through you so quickly. But in that, and I love learning about the body because I was a massage therapist for 8 years, so I've really hit home on people's pain points, and barefoot shoes have so many pain points for people because people have feet pain all the time. So
Mhm.
I really capitalized on that, and I have 2 different barefoot shoe companies wanting to be better than the other, so they're always promoting my videos. So, yeah, just with barefoot shoes alone, I've made I think it's 100 grand just in the barefoot
That's commission, right?
commission. Yeah.
That's insane. Just
Yeah.
imagine that. A pair of shoes designed to help you walk better made her over $100,000 in commissions
I know.
just on 140 videos, which is absolutely insane.
It's crazy.
Absolutely. And out of those 140 videos, how many of them were probably successful, would you
Oh
say?
gosh. So many. I'm just gonna throw a percent, maybe 40%, but again, they promote every video.
So a
It's
lot of
not
that comes from their ad spend too.
yeah, they really wanna see success. I'm their number 1 promoter or whatever, creator, and so I've got, like, 50 shoes floating around my house. My husband's so tired of it. But it's cool, like, I have a ton of shoes, so, yeah, and, like, I did really well with, like, the vibration plate f from Life.
Really?
Mhm. I've made about 40 grand off of that
How
too.
did you promote that? That's one of those tricky products that gets people a lot of violations.
That's the one that hurt my account, my main account right now. That hit
Okay.
me late, like 3 months later, but, went the mental health route because prior to TikTok Shop, I was doing TikTok videos for 2, 3 years just
Mm,
talking about, like, the mental health journey, self-love journey, that sort of thing. So I really hit home on connecting to yourself, vibrational therapy, that sort of thing, and people love that type of content because
that's
people wanna
extremely
feel good.
smart. Yeah, no, 100%. And they
Yeah.
want to do it in a way that's not going to cost them their livelihood either.
Yep.
And doing it with something like that's crazy. That's
Yep.
smart. So content creation's not too big of a or not too taboo or new to you in that sense then, right? It's something you had already been doing, but maybe the shop side of content creation was the
Yeah.
new.
Yeah, I had a huge love-hate relationship with sorry if you can hear my Discord dinging off. I
You're
don't
okay.
like um, I have a love-hate relationship with content creating because it could really burn you out. It can really take a toll on your mental health, and
Yeah.
that's what it did. I took so many breaks all the time, and that was another reason I started TikTok Shop is because I was like, I want to change the type of content I do. People are wanting me to be their therapist. I was like, I don't want to do that. That's not my responsibility. So, but yeah, I've learned a lot through content creating for a few years because, you know, and one thing I wanted to touch on in this podcast is a lot of people who
Mhm.
are starting out have so many insecurities, right? People don't wanna put
Yes.
their face on the camera. People don't wanna talk. And the short answer to that is you just gotta do it. You just have to do it to, like, get better. But the long answer is you're really going to find that with each video you make, you're gonna find a different level of healing in yourself. You're going to be able to surprise yourself. And the journey, yes, money is great, but there's a deeper level to it. You're
Yes.
gonna be growing so much in your own self just in this type of journey because you're gonna put yourself out there and you're gonna surprise yourself and you're gonna be so happy. And so you just have to keep going and you have to keep trying things and you're not gonna be good at everything right away. I still suck at a lot of things, but that's where we have to be humble and open-minded to continue to keep wanting to learn and to go with the flow of TikTok and to keep just improving in any way that we can. And so, I don't know, there's a lot of reward that isn't just money with
There
content
is.
creating, and I want people to see that more because I think people get hung up on numbers, which I understand, but really look at it deeper because you're gonna find so much more in that. So welcome to my TED Talk. That's what today.
And to just to add to that, I mean, one of the huge things behind that is confidence building. For those of you that may lack confidence, creating content will give you a whole nother level of confidence that you didn't even know existed inside of you. And take that from somebody as like myself. I've struggled my entire life. I was heavily bullied in high school, middle school. I struggled with my appearance and my confidence and my level of I was just self-conscious about everything. I would wear loose-fitting shirts. Everything I did was to hide myself. Then I went viral a couple of different times, and not one person made a comment about the way that I looked. And that's when it kind of hit me like, okay, I'm on the internet making myself vulnerable to millions of eyes, and nobody's focusing on the way that I look at all. Why do I care so much? And that is one of those big things that it will seriously lift your spirits. Now, you will have your internet trolls. Don't get me wrong. You've got to develop some thick skin. I made a video once where people commented nothing. All the comments were about my weight. But at that point, I really just didn't care. because I knew it was driving the engagement, driving the traffic, driving the views, driving the sales. It didn't bother me, but you do have to develop some thick skin. But I mean, the boost of confidence that you'll get from this just by putting yourself out there is absolutely insane. And that alone can help your mental health a lot.
Yeah,
A
and honestly, Bryce,
lot.
if you go and look and just scroll through your For You page, if you really look at the people who do successful, if you're weird looking, you can capitalize on that.
Yep.
People like to look at weird looking things. Like use that to your advantage. Use that as part of your content. If you're quirky, if you have some weird thing that no one else can really relate to and it's interesting, use that. You know, like the
Yes.
weirder looking you are, I think you have a huge advantage. You just got to fight your mind and get past it and put yourself out there. Use it. Use
Yep.
it. And that just shows people your insecurities or your things that, you know, make you uncomfortable. And then you're going to create authenticity because people want to connect to you. So use it to your
1000%.
advantage. Yeah.
1000%. I'm kind of a big dude. I got a big beard and I got long hair. I utilize that all the time and people love to comment on it, you know, but it's something that works, something that works.
Yeah.
Real quick, I wanted to touch base on some of the ways that you decide to, or some of the ways that you pick your products, because I notice you're not niche, but you're not all over the place with your products like a lot of us creators are. I'm everywhere. I'll promote a kid's toy to, you know, to electronics, to clothes, to, I'm all over the place. But you're not niche, like I said, but you're not everywhere. How do you choose your products?
You know, I'm laughing because just last night I'm like, submit. And I'm like, just everything because my account, like my backup account, I'm trying to grow it. But
Yeah.
I tried to niche down in the beginning and realized you don't need to do that because niching
Right.
down is going to keep you in this weird bubble that it's just going to, you're not going to get certain opportunities. So I pick products since I learned about the SPS score or PSS score, SPS score.
PSS, product
Yes.
selection score. Yeah.
Yeah, the PSS score, but no, but the one for the brand, is it the SPS score?
Oh, that one's more important than your PSS score.
That's what I look at. I
Yeah,
look
yeah,
at
yeah,
that, making sure it's at least 80. I try to hit 85 or higher.
Right.
And then I look at how many products are in stock. That's a big one. How many they sold compared to that. Because if they have 100 products in stock, but they have sold like 20,000, okay, they're probably just needing to restock. So I'll request a sample. But if they only had 100 in stock and only have 100 sold, then I'm like, okay, they're probably not going to. So I look at those two things the most. But really the biggest thing is if I connect to the product. That's my number one thing. I'm not even going to click on it. If I'm scrolling and I stop on, I don't know, this mug, if I don't get an instant idea of how I'm going to create my video, I don't click on it. I have
That's
to
so
have
smart.
inspiration right away. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's so smart. And that's a huge key on that. You know, I've interviewed a lot of people, and this is one of the most common things is if you don't catch the inspiration right away or find a way to relate yourself to that product, there's no point in getting the product whatsoever.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. Don't get it just because it's viral. If it's viral and you relate to it, hey, that's a win-win. You
Yeah.
know? But
And I like
that's
to pick
huge.
products that aren't viral because I want to make it viral. I'm not
And
gonna
you've
push
done it
I
before.
want to do it. Yeah, I want to do it. And I feel like you have, I don't know, in my experience, you have more success in making something viral versus something that's already gone viral. So
Right.
that's just my experience. So
You know, the first product I ever promoted was that bubble blaster, and I made it viral. You know,
Yeah.
and it already had a few thousand sales, but there was no viral videos behind it. That was just, you know, from it being on TikTok Shop, people coming across it. And then I did 7 million views on that video. Everybody saw it. Everybody requested samples, and boom, everybody was making the same video, you know? And same with your shoes. I didn't see anybody making videos of those shoes until all of a sudden you started posting all those videos with them.
I think
So
if you can
it's,
pick a product that is like, people are like, wait, what is this? And it's going to make them like listen. I think you're going to have a leg up on everyone
I
on the
agree.
internet. So
I agree. We had another person inside of our group that Nello Super Calm, that drink mix, that mocktail stuff.
Yep.
That only had a few hundred sales, and one of the people inside of our group single-handedly turned that product into a viral sensation. Now everybody promotes that product because of him. So it's like you said, it's very, very. It's a lot easier to make a product viral than it is to find a product that's already viral and try to get a slice of that pie.
Yep. And then if you do that, the brand's going to hold on to you. They're not going to
Oh,
let you go
100%.
under, and then they're going to offer you more things. So, yeah.
100%. You know, the only thing the bubble blaster company offered me was a bunch more bubble blasters. That's about all they did. But hey, I'll take it. It was free
Yeah.
toys for the kids.
It makes sense. That's a cheaper product too, so that makes sense
Yeah.
too. Yeah. It's cool.
That's funny. So when you make your content, like you said, you mentioned you have to, gain some inspiration right away from seeing it. Are you a scripter? Are you somebody who likes to script your content, or do you freestyle everything?
50-50. I do 50-50.
Okay.
So I'm like, I call myself like a super editor because I was going down that UGC route. I really like editing videos. I know a lot of
That's
people
fair.
hate doing
It's
it.
fun. It's
It
fun.
is to do all the different transitions and to
Mm-hmm.
change it around. And like you can take 20 minutes to film a video and you're like, this is gonna suck. But if you can narrow it down to 30 seconds, you just made the coolest fucking video. And it's like
Yeah.
all because of your editing. And you
Yep.
really start to see that things all come down to your editing. So that's why I'm excited to create this part in the course, the module for how to edit videos. So,
Yes. That's going
um,
to be huge.
yeah. So I do some script writing for sure, especially if I'm doing lives, because I've learned that through the Live Academy and how important that is. But I will write scripts because I'm laying down in bed at 10 o'clock at night and I can't get it out of my head. I'll write a script
That's
then.
fair. That's fair.
Otherwise, usually during the day, I'll just like grab my phone and film something. So.
Do you have ADHD?
Very much. I was watching all our little your little podcasts and I'm like, all of us have ADHD. I think that's a
Every one of us.
requirement. Yeah. Yep.
This works well because we chase dopamine. We chase it. We chase it. We chase it. We chase it. And even the smallest of rewards, having a script in your head, oh shit, that clicks. Hold on. Let me write this down before I forget it. Boom, a quick little rush of dopamine because now it's on paper and it's there and you're not going to forget it.
Yep.
Same with
Yep.
editing.
Yep. ADHD and goal setters, I think this is like gold. This
Mm-hmm.
kind of job. So yeah.
It works well. It's so funny because I've
Right.
got it so bad. Sometimes I feel like it's a curse, but then I look back and be like, damn, if I didn't have it, I probably wouldn't have done none of this.
Exactly. It sucks for organization. Like I got so much product sitting around me, but it's
You know where everything's at, though. That's the
yeah.
thing. It's organized chaos. Trust me,
Yep.
I know exactly how you feel. If my wife comes in here and moves anything, I'm lost because I
Right.
knew I set that product down behind my PC, tangled in with the cords.
Mhm.
I knew exactly where it was.
Oh man.
So in terms of like engagement, sorry, I keep looking up here just so I don't miss any of these points
You're
because
good.
I will get stuck talking forever if I don't try to stay on track.
Mhm.
If in terms of like engagement, do you chase controversy or do you just look for ways to relate to people? Because I know for me, my biggest thing is chasing controversy and relatability because that's going to be my biggest driving factor in terms of engagement. But what do you go after?
So, little backstory. My life, I avoid controversy because it scares me, So
Controversy or conflict or both?
both.
Okay,
I don't want any attention in that sort of way, anything like negative. I'm like, it
I
makes
feel
me
that.
uncomfortable, gives me
Hmm.
the anxiety, blah, blah, blah. However, I have learned through Social Army and all of this and my own experience in barefoot shoes, controversy is freaking key to everything.
Hmm.
So I have been leaning into it and it's been scary, but that's that growth that we're talking about, right? You've
Yes.
taken another step to learn something and you're growing. And I am growing so much more and so much more comfortable with it. Now I'm trying to like not be assholes back to the controversy. So I don't need people reporting my account or anything, but now I welcome it and I'm really proud of myself for that. So
Good for you.
yeah.
Good for
Yeah.
you. That's a huge step to overcome.
So I'm trying to like in the script writing, I try to like add something like, what am I going to put in here that's going to piss off some people?
Right.
I was so brave of myself I did the micro ingredients magnesium flakes and my hook was, do you want to piss off a whole bunch of people on the internet? And I pissed off I put lotion or I put the flakes inside some lotion and it fucking like pissed off a ton of
No
people.
way.
But I
Why?
got millions of views. Because of like you're mixing chemicals with chemicals and bacteria and but people loved it. People thought it was fun, but people hated it at the same time. So I I think I was the number one seller of that product because of that.
That's insane. I didn't
Yeah.
even know they had the magnesium. And excuse my ignorance, but I'm not even sure what magnesium does for you.
Yeah.
I know it's good for like sleep and things of that nature. Or am I mistaking that for another product?
It can help. There's different types of magnesium,
Uh
so it
huh.
just depends. But the flakes are good. People put them in their bath, so it helps with like your muscle relaxation, that sort of thing. So
That's super smart. Put it
sleep,
in lotion. Piss off the internet. Who would have ever thought?
yeah.
Who would have ever
And I
thought?
got that
That's great.
idea just from a person on a video because I follow a whole bunch of like natural remedy
Right.
things. And someone's like, just take your flakes and put them in your lotion. I'm like, that's a good idea. And then I'm like, okay, because I'm leaning into controversy. I'm saying, what, just that hook. Do you want to piss off a whole bunch of people on the internet? I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. And I was really scared to post it, and I did it, and I was like, no one died. We're good. So,
Yep. I made a
yeah,
bunch of money off of it, but no one
yeah, I
died.
did. I did. For sure.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What is one of your most successful hooks that you think you've ever used? Because hooks
That
seem to
one.
be a really big thing. That one.
That one.
Hooks
That
seem
one
to
was
be a really big thing to piss that people struggle with.
Yeah, that one, was a big one. I'm trying to think of something else off the top of my head. You know, honestly, Bryce, I didn't start really cracking down on my hooks till this like last month, believe it or
Hmm.
not. Because I was like, no, I'm just gonna do it the way I want to. I'm just gonna post my videos, and I'm like, all right, fine. Let me let me
But it
figure
was
out what this.
working. It was
It
working though.
was, but there was also tons of videos that could have done better, and I knew it was because I needed to structure my videos better, and I was just too hooked on the editing of my videos or
Sure.
whatnot. So my scripts were just not great. So it's just the last month or so I've really been cracking down on bettering my hooks. Even so much I'll do visual hooks, I'll do verbal hooks, and the text hooks all on the same or all on all my videos. So
Yeah. And those three, having all three within the first 5 seconds is huge.
text hooks are huge. They're
Mhm.
huge. Not just your verbal ones, but if you can add like just a rearranging your verbal hook in your text, like that's
Mhm.
huge for
It's
sure.
massive. I have a
Yep.
video right now that hasn't made any sales yet, but it's on a $200 product, so it's pretty high ticket
Mm.
for TikTok. But I've got a text hook along with a verbal hook. I say, do y'all want to see something funny? And then I say, wait for it on the text. So
Mm.
just having a dual hook there, and it's done almost 5,000 views in 2 days, but it's
Yeah.
got really, really high watch time. It's got an 18-second average watch time on a 1 minute video, which is crazy. That's massive. That's a
Oh,
third of the video all in the very beginning.
yeah, that's
But
great.
again, it's a $200 product, so we'll see. It's that egg chair. I like that chair.
The belts, those
Yeah,
Velcro
oh my
belts.
gosh, yes, you and I both went viral with those, but you have done
Yeah,
crazy numbers on that thing.
yeah, that hook did really well. I said something like, I bought my husband a present, but I think I'm going to end up keeping it. And then I did like a sideways face, like, oops, what am I going to do? And then
Right.
people wanted to keep looking. That one did there was over 5 million views on that one.
Mine cut out at 1 million views, but my hook on that was this video is for all my big belly dudes. If you're not a
Yeah,
big belly dude, don't skip on. And that was
yeah,
pretty funny. I hit the target audience with that one. That one
yeah,
was great.
yeah. But that one creates controversy too, because if you
Mhm.
just tighten your belt loops just enough to piss off the world because it's going to break your belt
Yeah.
loops,
Oh
people
yeah.
will comment. Yeah.
Yeah. No, my comments are flooded with, "Wow, that sucks. You're just gonna break your belt loops. You need to stop
Yep.
doing that. Just put your belt
Yeah.
buckle sideways."
Yep.
No. I still use those things every day too.
Yeah.
I
They're
love those
great.
little belts. Yeah, they are. They're awesome.
Yeah.
What were some of the crazy milestones that you reached that you didn't think you were going to get to? Did you have anything that? I mean,
First sale.
obviously. Oh, your first sale.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna do that. Again, I didn't go into this really with any expectations.
Uh
So
huh.
that first $6, I was like, oh, well, that's cool. And then the next day was 2,000. I was like, okay.
Hold
And
on. What'd you just say?
yeah, my second day I made 2,000 in commission after my
Holy
$6.
shit!
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
absolutely insane. Yeah, that is the luck of the draw there. Those results are not typical, people, so don't take that as such.
yeah.
But it just goes to show that it's not impossible. It
It's not.
happens.
And then like 3 days
Damn.
later, it was 5,000, and so it kept fucking going.
What
So.
was your thoughts in those first 3 days? They had to have
That
been
it wasn't
crazy.
real. I didn't understand any of it because I had no one to ask questions to. That's why you
You
guys get
poor
into a
thing.
community. Get into a community because if you're just starting this, and you're like, wait, like what the heck? Why does it say estimated commission? Isn't it just commission? Like
Right.
when I kept seeing those numbers go up, I'm like, I told my husband, I'm like, babe, it says 5,000. I don't know what that means, and I'm like, it's saying 10,000. Babe, I hit 20,000. I keep sending him these messages, and I'm like, am I gonna get that? How does this work? So my goal was to just keep going, right? And so my big milestones though, hitting 1 million was my biggest one. Million in commission or commission GMV. That
Right.
was my biggest milestone. But really my only goal that I have is to try to make $500 a day because
That's 15 grand a month.
yeah, it's like 180,000 a year. So if you
Hmm.
gotta think long term, everyone gets hung up on these higher numbers every single day. And if you're not making $1,000 every day, then you're failing. But if you really
Hmm.
look at it long term, most people aren't making $180,000 a year at all before taxes, even $100,000 a year.
That's almost
So
quadruple the average American income salary.
yeah, so if you can make $100 a day, you're far passing most
Mm-hmm.
people.
Yep.
So yeah, just being proud of yourself for that. So now my main goal is to, since my main account is down because
Mm-hmm.
of violations and stuff, I want the comeback story of I got a second account to 1 million GMB.
That would be huge.
Yeah.
That would be huge.
Oh,
2 accounts over $1 million would be absolutely insane.
yeah.
And if you could do that, Q4 is coming
I
up.
know.
Q4 is going to be absolutely massive.
I'm nervous, but
That's
I'm
okay.
excited.
I know. I'm super excited. My goal for Q4 is to make 500K in commission
Yeah.
throughout the entirety of Q4. So I'm
Mhm.
hoping to get there. That'll be
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
What are you planning on for Q4? Do you have anything crazy that you think you're going to do, or are you just going to kind of take it as it comes?
No, I've already started getting products. I got the so I'm trying to think like what do people want for Christmas, right? You got like
Mm-hmm.
slippers and blankets and candles and bullshit and stuff like that. But like I think like the I have a digital picture frame. I think that's gonna do
Mm.
really, really well. I last month I started getting all my Christmas stuff already.
Okay.
So I've got a lot of different products down here. I think the biggest one though is going to be that digital picture frame. I don't know why. I just feel it in my bones.
I agree, and that's a good product for literally the ages 25 and up. That's going to be a really good product because you're going to have kids at 25 buying them for their parents, and then you're going
Mm,
to have parents and grandparents buying them just cause,
yeah.
and they're going to gift them out. So that's massive.
And anything that's stocking stuff related,
Yeah,
you know, that's going to be huge.
huge. And for those of you that are worried about Q4, or worried about what you can even sell during that time, kids' toys are a hit. You've got more grandmas on TikTok than you would ever imagine. I
Yep.
promise you that. I made $30,000 off of a bubble blaster, and 75% of my audience was 50 years of age and older,
Hmm.
and it was female. So that tells you a lot of grandmas were buying bubble blasters for their kids or for their grandkids when I went viral with it. So there's a large older generation on this app that you don't expect, and that generation spends a lot of money, and especially on things that they see on the internet. And if you target that demographic with children's toys and stocking stuffers and things like that, you're bound to make quite a bit of money during
Yeah.
Q4. So keep that in mind.
And those stocking stuffers, those are all going to be impulse buying. So if you start
1000%.
learning how to go live and stuff like that, you're going to be making bank. You know?
1000%. And those
Mhm.
impulse buys on TikTok, it's about $30 and less is about that impulse buy range.
Mhm.
On other platforms like Amazon, $80 is kind of your impulse buy, but $80 on TikTok is kind of tough for people to want to spend. People still don't trust TikTok. So,
They don't.
but no, they don't at all. The amount of comments I get, why would I buy it on TikTok? They're just going to
Oh,
steal my
no.
information.
Yep.
Stop it.
Yep.
Stop it.
Yep.
Facebook is worse.
Oh, God.
Facebook is so much worse.
I don't even do Facebook anymore. It confuses
No, you're telling me.
confuses
We
me.
grew up with it and it confuses the hell out of us now. That is so
Back
funny.
MySpace.
Let me put some music in my bio and control the colors of it, and I'll be happy.
That was,
It was fun. MySpace was some good days. I think we're exposing our age a little bit
yeah,
here.
a little bit.
That's funny. So, outside of all of that, what are some of the biggest takeaways or like key lessons that you've learned that you can kind of put out to anybody here who's listening that's pretty much brand new to TikTok Shop? Because you did this alone for quite a while, and outside of joining a community and just being real careful about what you do, is there anything else that you've learned along the way?
Anything else? Nothing that I've already haven't said. Really, my
Mm-hmm.
biggest thing that I tell everyone is to stay humble. I really think that's the biggest thing because, whether you're going into this with tons of insecurities or you're going into this with tons of confidence, because that can really set you back too. If you're able to stay open-minded and humble enough to be able to learn and to know that this journey is crazy and wild, you're going to be okay
Yeah.
because there's so many people I see in the community. They're like, oh, I'm burned out. Oh, this sucks. Oh, I'm frustrated. And they're like angry. You can feel the anger through their texts.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand TikTok is not your life. And so you have to have your life outside of it. And having those boundaries with TikTok and yourself is going to be key. But really just staying humble to the whole experience, I think, is going to be the driving force for a lot of people to be
I
successful.
I agree with you there. I think staying humble is huge. And to touch on that, I went live last night just, because I go live often on TikTok helping people out.
I love your
Giving,
lives.
yeah, my lives, and I go live forever too, but I don't ever miss a question. So if you guys ever
Yeah,
see me live, come on in and ask.
he does
But
that.
I had a guy last night he typed in, because I have a screenshot of June. I had one video pop off in June. It made me like 20 grand. But it made me that in like 6 days. I didn't do anything. I posted the video, didn't think it was going to go anywhere. It was on the coldest cut. And so I had that screenshot in the background. And this guy comes in my live and he says, oh, those are rookie numbers. I did 120K this month. That right there is not going to get you anywhere
No,
at all.
no.
And, I could have been a dick and humbled the guy and showed him all of my earnings, but he left my live before I could even get a word into him otherwise. But that right there won't get you anywhere. And if you continue to keep an attitude of, oh, I'm better than you because I made more money than you, you're going to stop making money pretty quick. Karma's a
Yeah,
bitch, and she does not discriminate, and she will
yeah.
come after you.
Well, even in that, in yourself, like, because there's so many heavy hitters, like in our community, right? If you compare yourself to the people who are doing better than you, you're going to make yourself sick with just
Yeah.
envy and, resentment and that sort of thing. It's so easy to get caught up in that because, of course, we want to be as successful as those people, but you can't look at it that way. I don't see people in numbers. I see people in their journey.
Mhm.
And that's just how I've always been. Yes, do
That's
I
so
want to make
smart.
more money? Of course, but like I see like Sherry, like she's and Melissa, they're incredible. And I'm like, I have so much love in my heart for them because these women that are just killing it and they have different stories and backgrounds.
Mhm.
And that's the thing is everyone's coming from a different angle. And what works for one person isn't going to always work for the next person. And we can all figure out how to do this together and just be supportive of one another. But I don't look at numbers like at all with
Mm-mm.
people. We're just people and I really look at people's character and how they're willing to help people and that sort of thing. So if you're going to run around bragging and this and that, those are yucky vibes. We don't want
A
yucky vibes.
1000%. And we don't tolerate that either. I'm
No.
all for sharing. That's, there's a reason why we have the wins tab inside the community. If you
Yeah.
want those bragging rights, put your numbers in the wins tab. But
Yeah.
guess what? You're not going to get a bunch of people in there envious of you. You're going to get a bunch of people in there supporting
Yeah.
you in what you've done. We had a lady the other day who made 17K in one day. Absolutely lost her mind.
Yeah.
Absolutely lost her mind. She didn't know what was going on. And she was just so thankful because of all of the support that she received.
Yeah. And that's I didn't and I've never experienced that in other groups because I've been part of other groups on Discord. I had
Mm-hmm.
another agency I was a part of, and we had a community. I'm a part of some others that I just kind of dabble in here and
Mm-hmm.
there. There is just nothing like the support that's in the social army that it blows me away how supportive people are. You'll get the occasional person here and there, but they usually find themselves out
They
anyway.
do. They
So
filter out so
they
fast.
do, and it's great. But
Yes.
the support that's in this community with that many people is almost unheard of. And so I'm so grateful for it. And I think it's so beautiful. And it's just breeding this new type of person,
Mm-hmm.
content creating. And I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. And I love what you and Stan and Jasper have all created and Basil. I
Mm-hmm.
think what you guys have created is incredible. And I want to be part of every single part of it that I can. So,
Well, we love to hear that because we want you to be a part of it as much
yeah,
as we can. At the end of the day, the people that we have, like you, like Sherry, like Kaylee, like Melissa, like Garrett, all Alex, all these people that we have that are getting as involved as they have been, it's amazing because we wouldn't be able to continue to see the growth that we're seeing without you guys. And the
yeah,
best part about this is we've attracted the correct people since the beginning and we have filtered out all the shit. We've had some people come in and they've made copycat communities and things of that nature, but there's no match to the level of support that we have. And it'd be hard to overtake in that way. And we're extremely grateful for everybody.
And what's cool is no one's getting really paid to do it. We're all doing it out of the kindness of our heart and
Right.
because we have passion and wanting to help people. I think
Hmm.
that's what is like driving it to be so successful.
And it's huge
Yeah.
because there's no overpay or underpay or anything of that nature. No one's getting more support than anyone else.
Hmm.
And all the income that you receive from it is based purely off of the work that you put into it.
Right.
If you want to support the community, guess what? You can be an affiliate for the community. That's
Hmm.
where your source of income will come from. And then the individuals you bring into the community, guess what? They're there for you. And then they
Yep.
realize, holy shit, wait, this is something that we're a part of on
Yeah.
a bigger scale. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I want to one-on-one coach someone so hard, it's not even funny. Like so hard. Well, I want to talk to someone and just like push them. So yeah, it's cool. I really like what's going on here. You guys are
Yeah.
doing great.
And we're in the infancy stage. We started 4 days after you started TikTok Shop. So
I know. It's crazy.
our
And that's the thing with TikTok. TikTok is so new. People are like, "Oh, it's just,
Mhm.
it's already hitting its mark or whatever." And I'm like,
Hell no.
"No, it's only a year in." Like I finally got into something when it first started. I never do that.
Right.
Like I'm gonna run this out as far as I can. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, you're 100% correct. Getting in on the ground floor was the best thing any of us could have done.
Yeah.
How did you find TikTok Shop, by the way? I know you said you were doing it for UGC, but like, did you see a video about it? How did you stumble into it?
You know what, Bryce? I was trying to remember that before I got on here. I cannot remember. I
Right.
must have seen, it must have got a notification from TikTok to sign up.
A
And
lot of
because
people
of all
did.
of the, I think I think I found it through the UGC stuff.
Okay,
I
that
think
would
I
make
found it through
sense.
the UGC stuff. But I'm trying to remember even applying for it. So
Right.
I just remember finding the shoes and then thinking that I was never going to get them. And then I got them. And I'm like, how the hell do I create a video? And then, you know, the rest was written. So
Right.
yeah, I don't remember specifically.
Oh, it's
So
okay because
cool.
UGC does not pay as well as TikTok Shop does, so
That,
it's a
they
good.
don't. That's it. That's it. Like, because I was going to go the UGC route and then this happened and it exploded. I'm like, well, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not.
Right.
I tried and I've done a couple things and you only make
Hmm.
like maybe $100 for a video and then the company gets the full rights to go make thousands of dollars from your video. I'm like, no, I'm
Yeah, doesn't make
gonna do
sense.
this. So yeah,
I put
but I
my
do have
hard work
companies.
into it.
Yeah, but I do have companies that there's one company they do like the mouth tape and the nose strips
Is it
for.
the Mog tape or
No, this one's called Hypnosleep. And
Hypnosleep?
so
Okay.
they'll actually pay me for UGC videos, but then they'll let me do commission at the same time, which is
Oh,
nice. So, yeah, I know people do that with like retainers and stuff, but they actually
yeah.
go through a UGC website that I'm on and like buy my time, I guess, which
Right.
is cool. It's just super cool.
What
So,
website is that?
it's called Fiverr.
Okay, yeah, Fiverr's amazing. Fiverr's
Yeah,
a freelance website. I use Fiverr for years.
I
Years. I
know.
use Fiverr for editing, for video game clips, for
Mhm.
logo creation. Yeah, Fiverr's massive.
Yeah,
That's
I just
awesome.
learned about it. So, yeah.
Wow, really?
hmm
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no,
I don't
Fiverr's
know anything
huge.
about any of this stuff. Like, I didn't go into this knowing anything about what affiliate marketing meant. Like, I just learned what the heck that even means. Like, none of this stuff like made sense to me. I just wanted to make videos. I just wanted to edit videos and put them out there and like have something to do because I was a stay-at-home mom that had no identity. So that's why I wanted to do this. I just wanted to have something that was my own that I managed and somehow I fell into the lap of money. So I don't
That's
know.
insane. You hit the lottery without even trying. Like
Exactly.
that's absolutely insane.
I just wanted a hobby. I just wanted a hobby, and then I found a huge passion in it. So,
Yeah, and you found something that'll give you a good nest egg for time to come. How old are the kiddos? Are
uh,
they getting
9,
older?
9, 12, and 14. So this year we have one in elementary, middle school, and high school, and I homeschool
Ooh,
one of them. I did homeschool two of them last year. And it's going to be a busy year that starts next week.
yeah,
I'm a
I'm
little
sure.
nervous.
I'm
So,
sure.
yeah,
That's crazy. Yeah,
yeah.
my kids just went back into school. We got four, but we have a newborn at
Mhm.
home.
Yeah,
But man, that's insane.
yeah,
Well, good for you. That's crazy. You literally hit the lottery without even trying. That's
yeah,
absolutely. I've been trying to do something like this for 10 years and you just accidentally stumbled across it. That's
yeah.
absolutely incredible.
I mean, I've always wanted to get into something when it first started, and I didn't know TikTok Shop had first started when I was on it. I
A
didn't
lot of people
know.
thought it was a thing for quite a while, but just never saw
Yeah,
it, which was
yeah.
crazy.
I just think it's cool that I got into something that
Mm-hmm.
first started. Again, being humble, right? Like I'm just
Right, right.
constantly staying humble about the whole experience. So I'm grateful. It's cool. I'm here as long as it lets me be. So
I think we all are at this point.
yeah,
No one knows what's going on. And
I
then
know.
with YouTube affiliate on the horizon
Uh,
and Amazon partnering with TikTok being on the horizon, there's a lot of really big things coming up. So it's good that you got in and got the knowledge that you're gaining now.
yeah,
So that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Well, we are coming up on time here. I don't want to take up too much more. I try to keep these, within at least an hour of time. Real quick before we kind of jump out of here on this, you have a case study inside the group, don't you? You do.
yes,
So for those of you that are just watching this, if you want to go in and watch Amber's case study and see what she's done and what's made her successful, you do cover your most viral video, right? Or at least your some of your videos
at
in
the
there.
time, my two most viral videos. I
Two.
have two on there.
Good. So that's jam-packed full of information, and you'll learn from, in my opinion, one of the best in this, in her own way, in her own perspective, because there's not a lot of people who come into this with the unknown and find the success like Amber has. So go watch that case study. If you want to join us, don't forget, there's going to be a link down below at the bottom of this video. That link is going to directly support Amber. So if you do want to join, that is going to go directly towards her and the support on those ends. And we want to see as many of you guys join the community as possible. It's massive. It can be a huge help. And I say this all the time. You are the average of the company you keep. If you surround yourself with 5 lazy, unmotivated, unwilling individuals, guess what? You're going to be the 6th one with the same exact attitude. However, if you surround yourself with 5 motivated, successful, and willing individuals, they're going to rub off on you and you will be the 6th. So just keep that in mind. A community is where it's at. It's one giant mastermind. Yes, we have a course. Yes, it teaches you A to Z. But it's a lot of the same stuff that you're going to find all over the place. It's nothing special in that aspect, except for the fact that I put a good amount of time into creating it and we keep it updated. So I do take pride in that. Don't get me wrong there. But the case studies are where it's at. They're huge because you're going to learn from a bunch of other individuals aside from just myself. You may not relate to me. You may be a woman who cannot make content the way that I do. You may be a guy that doesn't like to make content the way that I do. But guess what? You look at Amber, you relate to her. The way she creates content may be the missing piece to the puzzle that you've been looking for. So keep that in mind.
And don't sell it short, Bryce. That course is great. I've taken so many courses because I love learning. And this course is not only the biggest course, but you have things in there that I've not seen in any other course. So, and those case studies are gold. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, the case studies are amazing. And we add new ones all the time. We actually have a couple of new case studies dropping tonight. By the time you guys see this video, it'll probably be a week or so. It is the 21st of August. So those case studies that I am talking about will be in there by the time you watch this. So, and I appreciate that. The course is, we try to keep it as informative as possible, but also beginner and intermediate friendly, because there's a lot of people who don't know what the hell they're doing. So, and for those of you that are curious on getting into the program, you do have to have 5,000 followers for TikTok Shop, but we're creating a module right now on growth. To teach you guys how to grow to 5K fast. And it's not just going to be one particular way. It's going to be how to grow from the minds of several different people inside the community. So you're going to get a good idea on how to grow your account in multiple different ways.
See, Bryce, who the heck does that? No one else offers that.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
I'm going to take that information. And you guys always have a second account growing just so you have it as a backup. Don't rely on just buying accounts, especially now. Just have an account growing already. So if something does happen, you already have one ready for you.
100%. I always have a backup. I post on 2 accounts consistently, but I've got like 5 accounts altogether that have affiliate, or I have 8 accounts that have affiliate access, 5 of which I will post on. There's 3 that I won't post on whatsoever, just because they're completely, I think they're shadow banned. I get no more than 10 views on each post, which is crazy.
Well, I had 6 last night. Now I have 3 this morning because TikTok took them down. So
TikTok is a very rocky road, but hey, that's why we have multiple accounts. All right, cool. Well, hey, I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching this podcast here today. Amber, I appreciate you for being here. You are an amazing individual, and I love your attitude and outlook towards all of this. Keep that up and never lose sight of that. Again, you guys, if you want to join the community, the link for it's going to be right down below. Outside of that, I think this will conclude today's episode. Do you have anything else you want to say to the viewers before we get out of here?
Nope. Just keep having fun, keeping an open mind, and just know that there's a lot of ups and downs, and you can do this. You are capable, and it is worth every single set. Even the lows are worth the very big wins that you can have from this. So
fail fast. Fail fast. The faster you fail, the faster you learn.
Yep.
Keep it up. You guys will do great. All right. I appreciate you guys. See you on the next one.